Hello, I'm Pastor Dave, and this is your sermon recap for Monday, November 15th, 2021. Here we go. In reading Christ's words from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 13, verses 1 through 8, we receive warnings of what is to come. And that is something we should heed. But we also get a reminder that we should be careful on whom and on what we place our faith. Part of this is based on the reality of humanity. In this, we recall that people are imperfect and fallible. We are not perfect. We often make mistakes. We have weaknesses and failures. And when we place our faith in people, we will be let down. This is something that comes to mind because it's November. And actually, as I was writing the sermon, it was the day after Election Day. And after these elections, people are either ecstatic or depressed. Some think the world's about to end, and others think the world's going to change for the best, only to be let down later when what they expected didn't happen. But what holds true for people holds true for other entities, be them governments, schools, companies, ideologies, teams. They will all make mistakes and fail, in part because of the people who are in them, but also because institutions are created by humans, not God. What God creates, like the universal church, is good and is perfect. What humans create, like denominations, schools, teams, hospitals, businesses, governments, are not perfect because the people in them are not perfect and the people who made them are not perfect. So beyond all that thinking, how does this impact us? To start, we have to remember the nature of God. God works in his own time and can see more than us. Those prayers that we pray that we think go unanswered only seem that way because they weren't answered the way we expected, or they haven't been answered yet. Because God foresees what might be coming or a better timing. And God knows better because God is right and we're not always right. So what exactly should we do with this? To start, we should be on guard for false teachers and the idols that will fail. There's always people saying this is the way, only to be wrong. There are people who say they have all the answers, only to fail. And there are entities around and people around whom people flock that become idols that will only lead us astray, and we should avoid making idols out of them. And this really boils down into keeping things in their proper place. Instead of keeping our faith in people and institutions, we should keep our faith in God. So that's your recap for this week. Remember, we worship at 8:45 at East Salem, 10:15 at Otterbein, and we live stream that East Salem service at 8:45 on the East Salem UMC Facebook page. But until next Sunday, I'm Pastor Dave, and I hope to see you in the pews.